I guess so. You just want to start recording?
Sorry, recording.
Oh. Can we say anything? Alright, folks, we just joined our queue for the first draft. We're 3 of 8, so hopefully this will start relatively soon.
The leagues have really sped up, I think, the time between drafts. I think with so many people joining a single league, it normally goes much faster.
Yeah, the play times are definitely much quicker. I do enjoy the fact that I don't have to sit 3 hours in a room playing Magic all day. I can quickly go through a draft and be about my business, or if I have to leave in the middle of a draft, I'm not just throwing away money.
Yeah, there was nothing worse than getting 2/3 of the way to the draft and then realizing you had to go eat or something happened. So being able to play 2 of the 3 games and then leaving and coming back, it's good.
There have been a few times where I've made it to the finals and had to leave in the middle of it, and I just messaged the person, "You win, congratulations," and just quit the game, and that was it.
Now, why did that never happen to me on the other end? Why was I never in the final? Well, probably because I was never in the finals to begin with, but that's a story for another day. And somebody just concedes to me.
Oh, we're getting close, 7 of 8. These usually go a lot faster than...
So what are the rares that we're looking for on our first pack? The ones that scream build around me.
There's a few cards in the set that are dead. I would not want Madcap or Dubious Challenge.
Oh, Dubious. Nobody wants to challenge.
Ooh, Fleetwheel Cruiser.
Fleetwheel Cruiser, I think that is a definite...
Well, before we take it, let's look at the other cards in the pack. I like Snare Thopter a lot. The 3/2 Flying Haste is a very good card. Durable Handicraft, I'm still not sold on. It is a powerful effect, but not sure that's so great. I do see the Revoke Privileges, which is a very good card there. Malfunction is very good. Riparian Tiger is very good.
Overall, a really good pack.
This is a very strong pack, but we are going to be taking the Fleetwheel Cruiser here, so just reserve that for us. There's not many cards in this pack that I wouldn't... I mean, the Sequestered Stash is not very playable. The Console Scargate can be very strong in certain decks. The Mine Rod I would not play. The Infiltrator, maybe, if I had ways to constantly tap it and get value for that 1 damage to each opponent, but for the most part, I'm pretty high on a lot of the blue and white cards in this pack. They are very strong. The artifacts are very strong.
Yeah, the artifacts are really, really good. Even the bug has done a lot of work for me in past drafts. But I think it's hard to say no to a Fleetwheel Cruiser, especially when it just comes in and does work.
It comes in and does work, and it's essentially playable in any deck. Alright, now we have some very good options. So we had Renegade.
I like Attune with Ether. I like the mana fix. It's a good 1-drop. It gets you started. It's going to allow us to splash colors later on.
We have another Revoke Privileges here. So that is going to be another removal spell going around. The Aviator can be solid if you have ways to replay it.
And of course we have your favorite card, the Thriving Turtle.
I do love the Thriving Turtle. It is, I feel, the best thriving. That 1/4 is very relevant on turn 3.
If I had to pick here, I think I'm either Attune with Aether or Hunt the Weak.
Hunt the Weak is good.
A green good kill spell is some good stuff. You can really blow out your opponent while making your creature stronger. Well, we got 15 seconds. Where are we going?
I really like the Revoke Privileges here. It's a very strong card. It is a little cheaper than Hunt the Weak, and I don't think we're ready to commit to the energy plan yet.
This is true.
Maybe next pack we'll regret taking the Revoke, but I think that's the call here. Alright, let's see what we got in this. We have Impeccable Timing, so it looks like we are correct not to take green.
Yeah, nothing in green here.
Almost nothing, so hopefully that means...
Or blue, yeah.
Or blue, yeah, so...
It's got that sweet island, though. That's very important when you get your basics for free. So I'm liking Impeccable Timing or the Avery Mechanic.
Avery Mechanic can be good. It can also help with the people playing those removal enchantments. You can just bounce your creature back. I do like the Impeccable Timing here. I think that is going to be our pick. That removal is just very, very important in draft.
It keeps us on the white, too, to have 2 kill spells and a Fleet Wheel. I like it. Let's just go with the Impeccable. Ooh, the Reservoir. I don't think it's playable in draft, but it is a fun card without a doubt.
All right, so
I like the Hawk in this case.
In these packs, the Hawk is going to be very strong.
Nothing like making a car fly.
The Propeller is going to be useful. That's a later pick, though. That'll probably wheel. The Fretwork Colony is a very solid card on turn 2. Any later than that, you are going to be in trouble playing it. The Subtle Strike is one of my favorite cards in the set. It can blow out people almost seemingly out of nowhere. It's almost always a 2-for-1 if you play it correctly.
I've not had much success with that, with Subtle Strike, although I haven't played it much.
I think here the pick will probably be continuing our white cut, and then we're going to try the Yeti Trailhawk, and then hopefully in pack 2, this cutting white will benefit us drastically.
I like it.
I agree.
It does pain me to see the Reservoir go, though. Oh, dubious challenge. All right, so we can not even look at that right now.
There's a dead rare. That's the deadest of rares in all of Kaladesh.
Without a doubt. I like Pressure Point. We continue with the white. It gives us some card draw.
I think I might take either the Subtle Strike or the Malfunction here. Maybe start trying to get into another color. I don't think Pressure Point's just good enough to be played in our current build.
I also like the Eager Construct. It's a group hug. Everyone gets described, but normally early game, it's not going to help your opponent too much.
I think this is the point where we start deciding that we're going to be taking another color.
I think so. Okay.
Want to take your construct here? I mean, 2/2 for 2 isn't terrible, but I like
8 seconds.
The Malfunction.
Malfunction?
Here.
I like it. We are definitely going heavy on the removal if we're going blue-white so far.
I think Blue-White Skies might be a good bet for us now.
Blue-White Flyers. In that case, we've got the Harrier, which is a...
The card is surprisingly strong for being a 5-cost creature. It does a lot of work at 3/4. Not a lot actually interacts with it. I do like the Theorist a lot. That scrying is very useful. It does very help that filter. I mean, the Starfish, the Seagull Starfish in Origins was very strong. And
well, we already got a lot of white. We want to start moving into the blue with the scry abilities?
I think we actually take the Harrier here. I like that as a finisher, and it still continues our cutting of white.
Okay.
I don't know. If we picked the blue one, we could have gone back and looked for more turtles, and that would build into the energy
the turtles.
There is that option. I just like to send the signal strongly that we're in white, that our people to the left will stop taking it, and then we should get some rewards for that later.
What's been your success on sending those signals online as opposed to in paper? Do people actually pay attention to those signals?
Online, I have noticed a little more. Paper, we don't play at a very high-quality shop, so people do not pick up on signals very easily. I think here the call is Windrake. That 2/2 flying is very strong. Or the Sentry is also a very good card. Untapping or tapping target artifact or creature.
Hey, we're going flying. Let's go to the air.
I think Blue-White Skies is going to be our build here.
The Ether Hub, the most expensive uncommon I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so was selling pretty high. I think a few weeks ago they're almost $6 a card.
Disgusting. I don't think we have the artifacts to really make the Wingsmith worthwhile to make him flying often enough.
No, we only have one artifact. I would not be taking.
So I think it's
here.
I almost want to say the Aether Hub.
I'm actually very tempted to go with your judgment on that. The Aether Hub does fix us. It gives you an energy just in case.
We don't have a lot of energy, but you never know, and even just using the energy once for that land might be enough.
I think the call was either that or the Thriving. Ooh, the Malfunction came back. I would take a second Malfunction.
I think so.
We're gonna go heavy on this artifact, this enchantment removal. My mistake. Yes. So enchantment removal will be very strong for us. We're hoping it will not bite us for that. I don't know if the Yeti Trailhawk is going to be very useful for us in this deck, though, since we already have 3 flying.
Yeah, this is true. Well, it makes it an easy cut then.
Ooh, the Thriving Turtle. That's what I'd like to see come back.
Yeah,
Let's take that turtle.
I like the turtle.
Here, essentially all of these cards are useless to us, but since there's no point in hate drafting anything in this set...
The beauty of the new leagues?
I would say maybe take the Perpetual Timepiece, and we may just not play that.
Well, in that case, I'd like the Workshop Assistant a little bit better. At least it will be a playable.
Yeah, let's take the Workshop there. I agree with that.
Oh, the Reservoir came around, but the Hermit.
I think I like the Hermit here for that energy.
Yeah.
It's an okay finisher as well. It's a 4/4 that turns onto a 4/4 attacker, which is pretty good.
2 green. I think we take the Puzzle Knot because it is at least playable. Even if we don't sack it, we can still get the energy from it.
Let's take the Puzzle Knot here.
And other things do work off of artifacts, so it's not dead on board.
Well, we'll take the Mind Rot, just throw it over in the sideboard where we won't see it again.
Yep.
And we get a pretty island. I'm okay with that.
Easy cuts.
Ooh, Confiscation Coup. But we also have the Cloud Blazer in the blue-white deck.
Sadly, I think the Confiscation Coup is just so good in this format that energy plus taking control of creatures and artifacts, yes, for mana cost, not toughness or anything.
But we don't have a lot of energy producers right now.
It does produce 4 energy itself, which is pretty strong. It takes control of most things that people are going to be playing. I say that's
this is another good pack for us overall. We got the Cloud Blazer, we got the Inspired Charge, we got another Propeller Pioneer. But yeah, I think the Confiscation Coup is the way to go.
I don't think that's going to wield.
No, that would definitely.
Confiscation Coup is going to be taken next if anyone is in blue. The Cloud Blazer maybe if people aren't in blue-white.
Yeah, you have to be in 2 colors in order to take it from us. Another Malfunction.
Another Malfunction. I don't like taking 3 of them.
No.
But there's nothing much in this pack. I mean, maybe Prophetic Prism.
I like the Fabrication module.
The Fabrication module does give you that energy and gives you those 1/1 counters, which can be useful. We don't have a ton of ways. I mean, we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4? Actually, 4 ways to make energy.
And we're only 1 pick into pack 2. So we can definitely start heading towards the energy theme. We've got the Confiscation Coup, so we might as well start heading towards energy anyway.
Yes, there's a... what else is good in this pack, though, is the Eliminate from the Competition is very good if you're making servos. They are very good to sack and destroy your entire opponent's board. The Veteran Motorist is very strong. Sparkling Creativity is very playable. I've not had terribly much success with that card, but I also...
Too much of a gamble, I think.
But I do like the Malfunction. I mean, if it wheels, I may consider taking it.
A third Malfunction?
I'm not going to play it, but I think the Fabrication module here is our pick. I would either that or the Prophetic Prism.
Is there anything that we would hope would wield on the second come around?
What I would hope for is maybe the Malfunction to come back. Ooh, Electrostatic Pummeler.
If we're on the energy plan, that could be interesting. We don't have a lot of pump skip spells, which really makes them out of control.
Yes, I think we take the Pummeler here, and then we try picking up some of those 2/2 +2/+2
The Inspired Charges
spells.
Okay. So now we got a plan of where we're going with that. I like it.
Okay, so we have the Inspired Charge here, we have a Skygate, we have the Rebuff, those are in our colors. I don't like this Territorial Gorger as a card in general. It is overcosted for a 2/2. I mean, yes, when you get energy, it does get +2/+2, but for the most part, it blocks as a 2/2.
It blocks as a 2/2, and it's a 2/2 for 4. So even if he gets big, he's only big temporarily.
I think Inspired Charge might be our pick here.
Yeah.
Revolutionary Rebuff can be good, but in this format, I've been very underwhelmed with it. I've not had a drastic amount of success with Revolutionary Rebuff.
Yeah, it's...
Alright, now here's some good cards. I really like that Voyager a lot. If we could splash for it, I think we should. We have Tune for Aether, which would help us splash. We have the Gear Seeker, which is very strong, which we have a lot of artifacts, which we're probably going to be cutting most of them.
Yeah, we've got a decent amount of artifacts. The nice thing with Aether Hub, we've already got a start of a splash. It shouldn't be that difficult to splash green.
I actually like this Disappearing Act a lot. I have used it very successfully to remove, like, revoke from privileges and other things, all my creatures from them. And
not only that, we have a lot of creatures that give energy when they enter the battlefield, so I don't feel so bad about returning my own creature when I get something out of it when I play it again.
We could also use it to return revoke privileges. I think maybe here the Voyager is the pick, though. I think the Voyager.
The Voyager?
I think the Voyager.
All right, we'll go with the Voyager.
We're going to try doing this 3-color deck here. Ooh, Sky Whale. I love me that Sky Whale. 4/3 flying for 4. That is very strong. Everything else in the pack is essentially junk. I mean, the Thriving Grub is probably the next best card in the pack. Ninth Bridge can be okay if you...
Ninth Bridge is a very serious play around me card, though.
It is.
You got to start blinking things and making it worthwhile, which we don't really have.
Another one, Fretwork, is another one of those ones that if it's not played on turn 2, it's essentially useless. The Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot is a very good card as well. I like the draw effect from that. But the Sky Whale is definitely the pick here.
At least for us. I think green is much more open than I'm used to seeing.
Alright, so we have Self-Assembler, another Malfunction. I mean, we got 4 Malfunctions already. We have Aether Trade, Wind Wizard strong. Speedway Fanatic is very good. It does give your vehicles haste, which is very powerful. But
I think I like that Trade Winds here.
I might take Self-Assembler. I like that card a lot. And if we take one now, we may be able to get another 1 or 2 later and just...
Yeah, Self-Assembler all depends on whether we have, and it helps us with the artifact theme we have. Another Hermit.
I would not play more than 1 Hermit. I think at this point we might be better off taking Pressure Point and maybe cutting that later. I mean, there's the Glassblower's Puzzle Knot, which is okay. That gives us energy. It gives us a Scribe. That might be okay for our deck, especially if we have Electrostatic Pummeler. I think that actually might be the pick here. I think we should do the energy plan.
All right, we are kind of going all in on the energy plan.
All right, so here we have another Inspired Charge. We have a Fire Forger's Puzzle Knot. This Curio Vendor I don't want. I don't need a vanilla 2/1 in this deck.
No, not at all. We're kind of low on creatures, though. Yes, only 10 creatures.
At this point, we are kind of low on creatures, but I think we'll pick up some more. I'm hoping to pick up another Self-Assembler.
Okay. I think the train is just too much with crew 4. We don't have a lot. We got 8 seconds, so we're thinking Inspired Charge?
I think, yeah, take the second Inspired Charge. Oh, a third Inspired Charge. I think at this point we just take the Veteran Motorist and put in our sideboard.
All right. Drag that over there to the useless
red
pile.
Is very open. At this point, I almost feel okay taking the Wingsmith.
Yeah, we definitely have more
artifacts.
artifacts this pack. He might get flying more often than not now.
Yeah, I think that's an okay pick. Might as well take the Revolutionary buff.
I think that's going to
We're
go
not
to the
in
sideboard, though.
Oh, Disappearing Act came back nice.
I like it.
I like that card a lot. Might as well just take the Grizzly Spectacle.
In the Plains.
And then we get a Plains.
Well, we got the 2 lands in our color. That maybe that is a sign from the gods above that.
Ooh, another Electrostatic Pummeler.
That's interesting.
So what else do we have in this pack, though? We have the Servo Exhibition, which creates 2 1/1 servos, is very strong. Shrewd Negotiations, I like. The foil Snare Thopter, which is very good. Another Eddy Trailhawk. We have a Gear Serpent at the bottom. Another Revoked Privileges, but I think we have to take the Pummeler.
I think we have to take the Pummeler, and I'm hoping the Gear Serpent wheels with the number of artifacts we have now.
Yes. But
Yeah,
I think
good
the Pummeler, we're going all in on Pummelers.
And I don't think the Pummeler would come around. The Gear Serpent seem to be lasting a lot longer.
Yeah, Gear Serpents are usually a late pick. I've seen...
Although it does, the Snare Thopter has done a lot of work for me in previous drafts.
Yeah, Snare Thopter is a very good card. But I can't pass up having 2.
Well, I like the Familiar.
The Familiar is one of my favorite cards. I love that Fox. Here we have the Fox, which I would more than be happy taking. Aether Trade Winds, which is okay. That'll wheel. The Windrake might wheel. The Impeccable Timing is a very good card. Engineered Might here could also be a very reasonable pick for us, since we do have 2 Electrostatic Pummelers. That does give us that +5/+5 and trample that they are so desperately seeking.
Yeah, I think that's a weird win condition for us with only 1 other green card in our pool so far, though.
It is. We only have 1 other green card that we're going to be splashing maybe for. We have the Aether Hub, which, if we're making energy, will consistently give us extra mana. So that might not be the worst pick, but maybe the Impeccable Timing is the smart pick here.
I agree. I think the Impeccable Timing. I think the Engineered Might is
or
just...
the Fox. The Fox is a very good card,
too much wish land.
Do we want the Fox? I mean, the Fox...
yeah, we're only at 12 creatures.
Yeah, let's do the Fox.
Let's do the Fox.
We have enough removal, I think.
Yeah, we have a lot of
another Engineered Might. We get gifted for being a little more conservative on that one. Let's take the Engineered Might here, and everything else is relatively useless to us. I mean, the Wild Wanderer is a very good card, but we're not that heavy in green. The Keyfowl is actually very strong, but I think I just want to try and pump up these.
Yeah, that's the 2 Pummelers we have. Dramatic Reversal is a card that I wish would be better, and it just has never performed for me the way I dreamed it.
Yeah, Dramatic Reversal seems like a card that should have a lot more provide mana abilities than there are in the set. So that way you can try ramping better with it, but it just is very, very bad. The Armorcraft Judge is a very good card, though. Someone with a green deck is going to be very happy to see that. I think...
Do we take a Tune with Aether?
Here we might try taking the Tune with Aether and hope for the best. There's nothing really in our colors that I truly
not at
to
all.
take. I mean, the Monitor might be okay since we do have the Aether Hub. We might
I'd rather get the Aether and hope for the best with our splash pump spells.
I think that's a good call, too. Here, it looks like nobody's playing black or red. It seems like no one is playing black or red. at this point,
Do we want the Accomplish Automaton for our end of the curve?
I think we just take it just in case. I mean, I don't think we're going to play it. Ooh, another Voyager. I love that card. And another Impeccable Timing.
And another Sky Swirl. Or another 3/4 Hawk.
I think one Hawk is okay. I would very consider
What do we
taking the
consider about
Voyager.
the Puzzle Knot, though, to gain all the energy? We already have one.
We have two. We have a Glass Blower that gets 2 energy, and we have the Woodweaver Puzzle Knot to gain 3 energy and 3 life. But I think Impeccable Timing is the pick here. We already have one Voyager.
Sounds good.
I don't think we can justify putting multiple Voyagers in. Ooh, the Gear Shift Ace. That is going to be very good with the Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Giving that first strike is going to be very
I also
hard
like
to
the
beat.
Mastodon, though. 4/5 body that can have Vigilance. That is an imposing figure to be staring at the other side of the board.
It is, but I think the Gear Shift Ace is just so strong for our deck. Especially with that Trample. Especially if we can get any more very strong vehicles that are achieved. Even the Skyskip becomes better with that 2 first strike damage than just what it has.
Well, right now our only vehicle is the Cruiser.
Yes, the only vehicle we have currently is the Cruiser, which...
And we are in pack 3, so...
But a 2/1 first strike is very strong for 2. Well, now again we have another Ardar Express that we could be taking, which I don't think is the pick, but Sermos Rejection here might be the sideboard card I like. If we end up running into someone who has a lot of very strong vehicles, we might be playing this.
And that's the thing with the league now, is we don't know what the pool is for everybody else we're playing.
Alright, so here we have either another Eddie Hill Trailhawk, which is looking better since we're trying to create that energy for the Pummelers. So I think that's going to be our pick, although if we didn't have the Pummelers, my pick here would be the Servo Expedition.
Yeah, I like the extra manpower.
Or the True Negotiation is very strong as well, but I think here we go to Eddie Trailhawk, just to get that energy, get those creatures out. Ooh, let's take the Windrake here. So we still have this Skies theme going, but we're getting more into this Pummeler deck as well. Well, here is nothing.
Do we take the Stomper just as a... Why not?
I think we just take the Stomper here and
It's our second vehicle.
not play it.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to play it. It's not a very good vehicle.
This looks like the same pack.
I mean, at this point, do you say maybe we would have to make some cuts? Would we just cut the vehicles entirely?
No,
Fleet
the
Wheel
Fleet
is
Wheels
just
we
so
keep.
good. Fleet Wheel is just so good.
Well, I think we take the one color in our card in our color. Likewise, we take the one card in our color. Although green is now technically our color too.
Yeah,
But I don't think a 1-drop is what we're looking for in green.
No, we're gonna take the camel here. Ooh, another puzzle.
Another
knot,
puzzle knot.
which is fine. Let's take that.
And blue.
And then we have another island here. All right. Well, our deck building is gonna start, and let's.
So this is where I hand it over to you, sir, because my what do I cut skills have always been very challenging.
Make this bigger here. All right. So we're gonna.
I want to play all the cards, and I know that's not the general idea. Where's your land to creature ratio fall?
So it really depends on my curves that I like to play. A lot of times I like to play 16 lands, but it seems like on MTGO when you play 16 lands it doesn't go as well. So playing 17 does seem to be the standard for MTGO. I don't think we're gonna play the self-assembler here.
Yeah,
There's
only having
one.
one,
We're
it
not
doesn't
gonna
have it
play
upside.
this high drop here. Fabrication module is actually going to be very good with the electrostatic pummelers because every time you gain energy, you're going to get that one counter on them. So
Yeah.
if you play this first and then you play the pummeler, they're going to come in as 2/2s, which is going to be very, very difficult for our opponents to deal with.
Absolutely, I like it.
All right, we have a lot of cuts to make.
Yeah.
I'm probably just actually going to cut green.
Cut green entirely? Okay.
Cut green entirely.
Are we still going to cut the puzzle nut then, or do we want that energy?
I might.
Because if it's
Well,
me,
let's say
I'm
sideboard
looking
here.
at cutting the Eddie Trailhawks first. We have 2 of them. We've already got a decent flying theme going. It gets rid of 2 cards.
Yeah, we have 14 creatures though, so I want to keep that lower curve for us, especially since they provide that energy. That energy is going to be so relevant when we get to these pummelers that I want to keep them in.
Okay.
I think we're going to cut the Wingsmith here, despite the fact we have a lot of artifacts going. I cut one of the puzzle knots. I don't think we want more than one Woodweaver. Although I do think the Glass Blowers is a little better. That Scry 2 is so much better than getting that 3 life. Actually, I'm going to cut both of these Woodweaver Puzzle Knots. I might cut the Attune, but I do like that it does fix us, and we do have a lot of these double-costed blue cards.
What do you think of cutting the Confiscation Coup as it kind of eats into the Electrostatic Pummeler plan? We can only use the energy on one or the other.
That is very true, but I just think Coup is so much of a bomb card in this that you can almost win games based on playing a Coup. When you play Coup, and if they already all-out attacked, you can take their only defending creature and then swing back for a win very easily.
Okay.
People don't...
So even though it's eating into our energy plan, it might be useful at that time you need it. Okay.
Yep. So we're down to 26 cards here. Let's just put this on the sideboard until I...
Need the lands.
Need the lands in there. So we can determine, alright, there's a way to move creatures separately. So here's our creature list, and here's our spells list. Let's just make this a little bigger. Shrink this down so we can fit this on the screen. So right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal, and these are counter spells of pseudo removal. This is a pump spell that is essentially late game. We have a lot of 3-drops here, which is fine. I mean, we have 2 of the pummelers, so we're almost guaranteed to be playing a pummeler a game, which I'm fine with. The Fleetwheel Cruiser will probably win us games, especially since the Gear Shift can actually crew it, as it's crew 2. That first strike, trample, haste is going to be very, very strong. I might cut the Hermit here. It might just be a little slow for what we're planning. It looks like we're actually going to be trying to drop a lot of little threats and then start playing big, like, malfunctions. They're going to tapping them down. We're going to be making so they can't block.
So we're looking more as an aggro control.
Well, not really, I would say control. It's like we're going to be dropping a lot of little guys, and then we're going to be making it so that our little guys can continuously get through. This 5-drop is just not going to be cutting it there. We're down to 12. 12 creatures, though. However, we didn't really take terribly many. That's the hope, is that we can make it through enough to...
And Fleetwheel Cruiser is kind of half creature, half not. So that's 12.5 creatures.
Yep. I would consider cutting 1 Impeccable Timing, but I might just cut the Engineered Might here. Engineered Might would just win you the game with Electrostatic Pummeler, but I'm just going to cut the Inspired Charge. I think I'd rather have the Trample effect than the +2/+1. We don't have enough creatures, I guess. We do have a lot of creatures to benefit from it, but Engineered Might does do that same effect. And we're going to be playing 3 colors, so I want 17 lands in here, so we have to make 1 more cut. Alright, let's see what we got. The only thing I would consider is maybe the Disappearing Act here. For what we're trying to do, we're not going to be trying to leave up mana on their turn.
True.
So I think this is a sideboard card. If we run into a lot of like control matchups, maybe this will help us push that extra through. Especially since we have 2 Inspired Charges. I mean, against another, like a really strong control deck, we'll just bring in the 2 Inspired Charges and this Disappearing Act, and we'll go from there and try hoping just to push that last little bit through while they're tapped down, or just control them a little more. I wish we got another Self-Assembler. Well, let's put this back in. And then let's just add our lands. We're going to be playing... Actually, probably roughly this. They suggested pretty well for once.
For once, Magic Online actually suggested a decent land ratio.
So yeah, we're just going to add that. I like the 3 forests here. I do want to hit this Attune for Ether. And
so would you consider playing 41 cards and adding just 1 extra forest?
I actually prefer playing 41 cards, but I think in this deck, the 17 here is fine. We have the Aether Hub just in case, so that's technically 4 forests there. And we do have this Puzzle Knot that can help.
And we don't really need to hit our green until about turn 4.
Well, we want to hit this for turn 3, but besides the, we're not going to get this every hand.
Right.
So I'm thinking more, by the time we want the green, it won't be at least until turn 5 to play something like this, or the Voyage. I mean, the Tune is just going to be for energy and fixing a little. So let's play it like this, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay.